Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're connecting from. Welcome to another episode of Style to Impact Live. It is such a pleasure to have you here. If you're here live, let me know in the chat that you're here. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much for coming back and listening to today's conversation. It definitely means a lot. Whenever I see the chat going, whenever I see you're engaging with the replay, even afterwards, it does tell me that these conversations are having an impact on your life and on your style. And it definitely gives me the confidence to be able to come and share more of these conversations with you. So, thank you very much for being here. Before I jump into today's topic of conversation, I always like to take a moment, a wellness check in. I think it's important for us to take a moment to pause, to reflect, and to really tap in to see how we're feeling and what is it we need right now to show up as our best selves, our most intentional selves. And so if you're here live, I would love to hear from you. How's your week going? How are you feeling? What is something that you may be celebrating or a win or anything exciting that's happening in your life right now? I would love to hear from you. I would also love to hear from you if you're watching the replay as well. So let me know in the chat what's happening with you. What are you celebrating? I think for me, I am like super excited about my recent volunteer work that I've been doing. So I did mention this on LinkedIn and on Instagram that I'm volunteering with TEDx Atlanta, and I'm pretty excited about that. Being able to get the opportunity to see how a TEDx talk is put together and how the speakers present themselves and really being in that environment has been really exciting for me. So that's something that I'm celebrating. I know that I have audience as well. LinkedIn is my main platform of engagement. So I want to say hello to everyone on LinkedIn here. Welcome, welcome to those of you who are watching on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching the replay if you are. It's definitely a pleasure having you. If you're new to this space, I'm Salita Roberts. I'm the founder of Style to Impact, and I truly believe that representation is not just you being in the room or having a seat at the table, but it's also how you show up. It's very important that you show up in a way that uh, allows you to stand out and make the impact that you need. And my goal is to help you look and feel your best so that you can have that bigger impact in your career and your business. And as we're talking about looking and feeling your best, the conversation that I want to have today is surrounding first impression and really elevating your presence um, in whatever in the rooms and the spaces that you're going into so that you can attract that next leadership opportunity that you're looking for, whether or not you're leading a team and you're looking to elevate and advance in your career, or you're looking to elevate or move into a leadership role. So this conversation is definitely for you if that's something that you're thinking about. How can you really um, amplify your presence and show up in a way that allows you to be able to get those opportunities? And so I think I mentioned this before, where I don't listen to cable news. I don't listen to the news on cable television. It's something that I've always done for as long as I can remember, because I think consuming the news in the constant rotation, it's harmful to your health. It's stressful. It's just depressing. So I don't listen to news that way. Anyway, so I listen to I but obviously I want to know what's happening in the world, right? So the way that I um taking my news, I like to say it's in comedy format. So late night television is something that I watch to be able to know what's happening in the world, but not having that intense pressure of knowing what's happening. So The Daily Show is one of those shows that I watch. And right now, it's being hosted. They have like a rotating guests every week. And right now, Desi Lydic is the host for this week. She is one of the Daily Show regular correspondents. And so they've given her an opportunity to host the show for a week. And her guest, one of her guests that she had recently, it was Yvonne Nicole Brown. And Yvonne is an actress. She's been in she's an incredible actress, and they were talking, and as they were sitting there, Desi said to Yvonne, "You have a quality that whenever you walk into a room, you light up every space that you're in. You have this air of confidence and warmth that everyone is engaging with you." And that is what having a strong presence mean. It means you're not, you walk, whenever you walk into a room, everyone is smiling, you're smiling, everyone feels your warmth and feels you've created an atmosphere where everyone is at ease and they're able to show up as, not only are you able to show up as your best self, but everyone around you feel confident to be their best self. And so Yvonne's response was one of the ways that she's really been able to walk into every room and have that sense of confidence and creating an atmosphere that's light and inviting is that she don't take on the weight of the world. And I truly believe that's an important quality to have, especially when you are looking to advance in a leadership position, you're looking to take on leadership roles, or you're looking to take on more opportunities in your business, in your career, is to not allow the weight of the world to bring you down. Because if you're allowing, whether or not that is external voices where people are telling you to dim your light, to not speak on certain issues, not to have an opinion, not to be uh, 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 you know try not to be too much, or come in, be yourself, but don't bring your whole self, right? Is this way of where they're trying to control how you show up? If you don't allow those narratives to control you, it frees you to really be able to step into the roles and the positions that you're looking for, right? Because you're not allowing the narrative to control you. And at the end of the day, like I said with the news, I think it's super depressing to sit down and watch cable news, and just taking the news is depressing. And so, because it's depressing and it's going to depress me, it's going to make me feel bad about myself, maybe what's happening in the world, that I start second guessing myself and my abilities. Then I walk into a room and I don't have that air of confidence. I don't feel that sense of ease, and I'm not creating that sense of ease. So I think it's important for us as women, as women, as Black women, as women of color, to really release the narrative that people are placing on us, and that they are saying that this is the way that we should show up when we are feeling stifled, when we're feeling restricted, and we just want to break out of that box. So I think it's important, as we talk about get into the conversation today, of how can you create, have your first impression really create an atmosphere and an environment where people are feeling your warmth, feeling your connection, and really want to get to know who you are, right? And elevating your presence in that room in a way that people are taking notice that you're standing out and you're able to get those opportunities. And so I've been tossing around these ideas where I'm getting like super addicted to creating acronyms. I think creating acronyms are not only allowing me to stay focused on my content, which is like, you create a personal style, you create a signature style. It allows you to know exactly what to wear, when to wear it, and how to show up every single time. And so acronyms has been something that I've been getting pretty good at. I'm pretty excited. So for today's conversation, I created an acronym, which is ARC. So I think of an arc as when it comes to first impression and elevating your presence, an arc. It's like this, and you're in the center. And so for me, arc as part of this conversation stands for approachable, relatable, and confident. Right? So think about, this is an arc. Actually, I did like a semicircle. So this is an arc. You're in the center, and in order for you to have a presence that you're able to stand out and you're able to attract the opportunities that you're looking for, you have to be able to have an approachable appearance. You have to be relatable and you have to be confident. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But I'm going to start with relatable and confidence. And then I'm going to go to approachable, because once we get to approachable, I'm going to share a couple of slides with you so that you can see, like, I'm highly visual. I am someone that needs to see something. I'm visible. I need to see it so that I can work through it. And you may be that person as well. So as I get to the approachable part of the arc, that's where I'm going to share a couple of slides. So relatable. What does it mean to show up in a space and have that, have a sense of where people are relating to you, have a sense of where people are looking at you and seeing similarities and connection, right? Because to be relatable, when you're looking to advance into leadership roles, when you're looking to take on more responsibility in your career and in your business, you have to, it shouldn't look like you're trying too hard, right? And when we think about that in terms of your presence and in terms of how you show up, if someone is not being authentic, if we see that that person is trying too hard, like if I came on screen and I was like, hey everyone, I'm Salida, image coach and personal stylist, I help women, and I'm trying all these different things, that's not in alignment with my personality. It doesn't, then it feels inauthentic, then it's not genuine, then you may not connect with me in a way that, oh, you can see some similarities and relatable to me. Now, how does that relate to how you show up in your career and in your business in terms of how you present yourself? To be relatable, I know I had a client recently who was talking about this idea that in her workplace, it's very casual, right? And she wants to fit in with the team. And so when I think about that, it's, struggling with, how do I fit in with the team, but at the same time show that I am a leader, right? Because again, you don't want to look like you're trying too hard, and you don't want your team to feel as though you have a presence so big that you're not approachable or relatable in any way. So what that looks like is striking a balance where you are creating or showing up in a way that's similar, but at the same time it's inspiring and aspirational for your team. What that means, if we think about it in terms of a casual environment where everyone may be wearing jeans and t-shirt, like all your colleagues, that's what they're wearing, but you're looking to elevate into a leadership role, or maybe you are leading a team, but you want to still have that distinction that you are a leader and you want to be seen as a leader. And so what you're going to do is to tweak the way you present yourself to take it up a notch, not too much. This is not about to be relatable when everyone is wearing jeans and t-shirt. You cannot show up in the workplace where, or you shouldn't show up in the workplace where you're wearing business suit, right? It's like it feels like we're completely out of sync. And so you want to make sure that your style and the way you're presenting yourself and your presence is creating a sense of inspiration. So you want to inspire your team members, and you also want to inspire them. Like it's like looking at you, they should say, oh, I want to elevate to this level. You're showing up in such a way that I need to elevate my image and my style and my presence if I want to advance in my career as well. So you're being an inspiration and you're being aspiring as well. And confidence, the C in the arc for really elevating your presence to have that first impression where people are connecting with you, is of course confidence. Having an air of confidence is important. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky, right? I'm not talking about being cocky. I'm not talking about being snarky at anyone. I'm talking about knowing who you are as a person, being connected to who you are. You have a clear understanding as to who you are as an individual. No one, you don't feel the pressure to conform or to shrink or to allow someone else's definition or narrative as to how you should show up to control you, right? And as a result, you are confidently saying who you are. To really have that presence, to really make that first impression and position yourself for those leadership positions, you have to know who you are and say who you are in a confident way, right? And you have to believe in your ability. Think about when you may have had a situation where, like, maybe you're giving a talk, maybe you're doing a presentation, maybe you're giving a talk or a presentation. Let's go with that, where you are so passionate about the material that you're given, that you're presenting, that you are no longer thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to come across? What are people going to think about me? You are so in alignment with who you are and so connected to who you are, that you're doing that presentation, and afterwards everyone was like, oh my gosh, you were so confident delivering that. The way you engage with us, the way you presented was so powerful. That's because you believe in yourself, right? That's because you believe in your ability. Because if you don't believe in your abilities, you may shrink your shoulders, you may not speak up when when given the opportunity. You may sit in a room and you're fading into the background, right? When you're confident in who you are, know who you are, and you say exactly who you are, like, or what you want. If you are, you want to be take up leadership position where you are working on a team or leading a team of 4 or 6 women in maybe a diversity position or another leadership position, and you're saying it, right? You're communicating that to the persons around you because you feel confident in your ability, and you're presenting yourself in a way that people remember you, right? So just to go over that, the first two kind of switch the arc around, and it's relatable, where people are being able, you are able to connect with you. You are doesn't have, you're not appearing like you're trying too hard, but you're striking a balance between being yourself, being able to show up in the environment that you're in as an inspiration and an aspiration for your team. You have a strong sense of who you are. You often say who you are, what you want in your career and business, and you truly believe in your ability to show up. Now we're going to talk about the A in the ARC, which is approachable. I am going to let me share my slides here with you. What I mean, first of all, let me go over what I mean by approachable, right? Because I think once you have a clear understanding as to how you want your team to see you, how you want your colleagues to see you, and to come across as a relatable individual, like you're not trying too hard, you're not trying too much, but you are positioning yourself where someone remembers you. Because you're relatable, I'm going to connect with you, I'm going to remember you. And because you're confident in who you are and you say who you are, you're going to be remembered, right? And in order to, and so approachable, once you have mastered those two, is now approachable where you're putting that into who you are. You're creating your presence now because you have understood how to make yourself relatable. You are now believing in yourself and your abilities and your confidence. Is how do you now become approachable, right? If you've ever watched the movie The Devil Wears Prada, where Meryl Streep played Miranda Pearsley. She was like the executive in The Office, and everyone feared her, right? Like she had amazing style, yes, but everyone feared her. And so to me, that's not what you want. A leader who is feared by their team, to me, is not a leader that can get the best out of their team, right? Because that person is always going to second guess whether or not they're doing their best. They're always going to be focused on, how do I not make a mistake? How do I not irritate this person? And that's not what you want to do that's not what you want to be as a leader, which is why it's important that you create a presence that's relatable and also confident, so that your team can approach you, so no one feels like you're above them, or that you're someone that they have to fear. So how do you do that with your style, especially in this new work environment where it's super casual? We're moved from business suits to sneakers, right? That's a big thing now. Everybody's embracing that. I've going to say I'm embracing it. I'm taking baby steps in embracing the sneaker look, but it's being able to have that approachability where people are able to connect with you, approach you, to be able to see you as the leader that you want to be seen, to be able to stand out and get those opportunities. I'm going to share with you my screen here. Here is what I call the smart casual uniform. If you work in a casual environment, but as a leader, you want to be seen as a leader. You want to stand out to be able to attract those leadership opportunities. You need to elevate your image. You need to have a sense of presence that shows that you're on the path or you're ready for that role. And this is how you do that. Smart casual, for those of you who are like, okay, what is smart casual? Because I remember the first time I heard smart casual, like a dress code was smart casual, I was like, what does that even mean? So if you're like me and you're wondering what does smart casual mean, I'm going to break it down in its simplest format. Smart casual is the dress code that I look at leaders will adopt in a casual environment. So as a leader, you are aspiring to show up, to stand out as a leader, to show that you're on this path. And that means you're balancing casual pieces with more traditional, professional pieces. So pieces like button-down shirts, like blazers, like dress pants or dresses, those pieces are categorized as business professional pieces, right? And pieces like jeans, like sweaters and t-shirts in some cases, certain blouses, flats, sneakers, those pieces are casual pieces. So basically, if you are looking to elevate your presence, if you're looking to show those decision makers that you are ready for a leadership role, or that you're in a leadership role but you're ready to advance into a different role, you're ready to show them that, and you're ready to let your team know that you are positioning yourself for leadership opportunities. This is how you build a wardrobe that is in alignment with the environment that you're in, but also positioning you for growth, right? And this is where that relatability and confidence comes into play with your wardrobe, because you're still staying relatable with those casual pieces, but you have now elevated your confidence and your look to be able to align with the opportunities that you're looking for. So if you're looking at your wardrobe and you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to dress for a leadership position. I'm ready to show that I'm a leader, but at the same time, I don't want to be disconnected from my colleagues and the team that I'm leading. go into your wardrobe and look at how your wardrobe is balanced. And when you're creating outfits, is there a balance, right? Is there a balance between your the pieces that you have that are business, professional, and casual? Is there a balance? What are the pieces that's missing based on your personal style, and what are those pieces that you need to start incorporating into your style? So I'm going to share with you now what that looks like in terms of creating outfits, right? I'm going to give you two examples here. So here are two examples of creating outfits that within that casual environment that allows you to have an air of confidence and presence, that shows that you are ready for leadership position, that shows that you're ready to take on a different role, you're ready to lead a team. And so, as I said, smart casual is a mix between casual and business professional. So on the left of your screen, this graphic button-down shirt. This look is what I will call, you can balance it because every look is dependent on your personal style and your environment. So let's say, for instance, you are in an executive leadership role, but you do want to come across as relatable. You do want to come across as approachable. But one way of doing that you can add with this look, you can add sneakers on your days that you're in the office, that you're meeting with the team, and so you want to be relatable because it's a casual environment, but you still have that professional elevation by using a button-down shirt and using this dress pants. Now, if you're going to a business meeting where you're meeting with the client, or you're going to a speaking engagement, simple way of switching this look up to now a professional look, to have that presence, is by switching your shoes, right? You may be saying, like, heels is not my thing, so lady, that's okay. But what I'm giving you here is an example of how you can add that casual element to a professional, business professional look, to be relatable and approachable in the environment that you're going into, and how you can change your footwear with this look to change the look and feel of your outfit and how you show up in the space. Same thing goes for this look with the blazer. Basically, what I've done here is build a casual look with the jeans. As I remember what I said, jeans are part of that casual pieces that you'll wear for the casual environment. So pairing jeans with this, yes, there's some detailing, but this is a casual shirt. And so this gives you that casual look. How do you not get the smart casual? By adding the blazer to this look. You can also keep it casual with the shoes. So you can create a full casual top, bottom, shoes, and create that smart casual by adding the blazer. Again, if you're going into the office, you can keep the flats with the jeans, with the top. That's super casual. You add the blazer to make it smart casual, to show that you're ready for those leadership positions. If you're going into a client meeting or speaking engagement, you can switch out the flats and add some heels. So that is how you transition your wardrobe to ensure that you are showing up, to ensure that you have a presence that says that I am ready for leadership opportunities. I am ready to show up in a space that I have a presence that creates an atmosphere of where you are approachable, where you're relatable, and you're confident, right? So you're relatable and you're confident, because elevating your presence really does help you to build those strong relationships with your team. This is why you need to elevate your presence. This is why you need to have a first impression that is authentic to you, approachable, relatable, and confident so that you can build those relationships with your team, reinforce your credibility. And of course, this is the one that I think this is how we change the narrative around what women are capable of and how we show up, is by being an inspiration to other women, not only to show up as their authentic self, but to be able to pursue their own leadership goals simply by you showing up as yourself. Right. And so, your wardrobe, I want you to think about your wardrobe and your style in relation to your first impression and really having a presence in the room and in the spaces that you're in. I want you to think of your wardrobe as a valuable tool. But in order to have that presence that shows that you are ready for leadership position, you're ready for those leadership role, you have to be consistent in how you show up. You have to be consistent in how you show up. You cannot show up looking put together just for certain meetings or just for certain activities that you have, and on 95% of the day of your time, you're just showing up anyhow. You have to be consistent in the way that you're showing up in order to make the impact, in order to stand out, in order to get noticed, and in order to have people thinking and have you top of mind when it comes to those opportunities that you're looking for. Now, if you're feeling like, you're not sure what to wear in this new world, in this new casual environment that we're in, but you also want to, like, you're not sure what to wear, but you also want to make sure that whatever you're wearing projects your credibility and your confidence. Then I invite you to, I'm going to drop the link in the comments here on LinkedIn. If you're on Twitter, you can DM me. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm going to drop the link here. And you can also DM me as well, is to sign up for my Style Starter experience. So if you're in that space where you're like, I'm not sure what to wear, I'm deadly scared of how do I show up in this new world, in this new casual environment, and still command and still have that presence of leadership, then I invite you to hit that link that I'm going to drop in here on LinkedIn, or send me a DM so that we can get your style, so that you can have the style that allows you to project the confidence and credibility that you need to be able to attract those opportunities. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're here live, I appreciate you being here. If you came back to watch your replay, I appreciate you coming back to watch your replay. Thank you very much for being here. If we haven't connected as yet, if you're here on LinkedIn, click that follow button. If you are watching me on Twitter, LinkedIn is my platform that I do everything on. I share all the tips and strategies as to how you can show up as your most authentic self. Follow me there as well. And until next time, remember that representation is not just you being in the room or having a seat at the table, but it's also how you show up. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.